Guys, welcome back to the Oceanic Invitational League, week number 6 of Smite. Today we have Avant, Garde versus Citadel, game number 2, continuing from yesterday, and once again joining me today is Timmy. How you doing, Timmy?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm excited to see game number 2. Oh,
Yeah, we left on a bit of a cliffhanger. I think the servers did go down, which meant we couldn't replay the next game, so we rescheduled till now.
And so we do have Avant versus Citadel, and as we saw yesterday, Avant were able to pick up game number 2. Do you reckon Citadel will be able to come back, or do you think Avant will come back? Will be able to take game number 2?
Oh, look, it's going to be a bit hard for them, but with enough fighting spirit, enough wards placing, good rotations, all that good jazz, they might be able to push out the game, make a good comeback. Hopefully, take this to game 3. But it's looking quite good for Avant-Garde. They've been undefeated so far in the Invitational ladder.
Yeah, and it's quite amazing. Make sure you tweet hashtag AVWin or hashtag CTDLWin to @CG Smite on Twitter for who you think is going to take this game. And as we jump right into the pick and bans, we see Bologna and Neath banned away as the first bans from each team, and Circuit and Sylvanas, very standard bans away here, and Rowe picks up Hun Bats right off the bat.
You really think Sir Cat's just a general ban them all in every game god at the moment? Because she did fall out of favor a bit now with the new meta going into the early game, whereas Sir Cat, she kind of gets online more towards the mid game.
I think she's definitely very, very strong with her high mobility and great damage late game. She also has that amazing team fight potential if she gets a great ultimate off with that last breath. But I think it's just something to take away from Citadel, take away from Toxin. But they did leave Thor open, so maybe it was just to take away a counter to what composition they have in mind, possibly.
Yeah, perhaps it could be a counter ban than any kind of counter picks. We're gonna go ahead and see, as you said, that Thor picked up. That's gonna be very strong in the early game into mid game. Lots of mobility with that Anvil of Dawn, just a lot of lockdown with that Tectonic Rift. Athena being picked up as well, very strong god. She can go with just about anyone in the duo lane. She has great rotation with that Defender of Olympus. The Confound is such a great crowd control to use.
And that Confound is so good because it's on such a low cooldown, it can force
It really
beats out.
is, yeah.
It's amazing, and her global presence with that Defender of Olympus is so good, as you said. And
Not to mention the Defender of Olympus also giving damage mitigation to whoever she's targeting, so she can use it mid-fight just to give someone a bit more survivability.
Yeah, definitely. And we see Medusa and Ra picked up here for Avant. Medusa was banned out yesterday against Subfloor. So leaving that open was Citadel, but they banned away the Neath. Neath's so strong right now, definitely ban worthy. And Ra picked up for Ochita once again.
Yeah, Ochita, he's been doing a really good job at Ra. He's getting a lot of good snipes off. That Medusa, though, is very good in lane. That acid spray is so hard to kind of judge how far away from your own minions you have to be to avoid that acid spray. It's got such a wide cone, wider than you'd think, and such a long range. It did get nerfed a little bit in one of the more recent patches, but it's still very strong. We're going to go ahead and see a Ram picked up. There's going to be a Ram and Athena duo lane, unless that's a Thor solo Athena jungle, but I doubt it. As well as a Scylla picked up, which we don't normally see all that much, just simply because her wave clear in the early game she just has nothing, but later on in the game she's just an absolute monster.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen it played by Desecrator. Maybe once, possibly, but yeah, very rare thing to see here in the Invitational League. But Ram Athena, like you said, very strong early game. Sorry, very strong mid to late game. Is going to lose out to a Medusa early game though. Her wave clear is much stronger than a Ram.
The wave clear is much safer than Ram, especially since Ram has to get right up to those minions and he makes himself very vulnerable. But yeah, we've seen a very strong late game team coming out here with the Ram Scylla. So Toxin's gonna have to really put in some work early game just to make sure that everyone gets through by nice and safely. But we're gonna see a Barkers and a Kabrakan picked up
Yeah,
here. How do you feel about Kabrakan entering the new meta here? He seems to be getting picked up a bit more often now.
he is scary damages all across the board. Like he's got good CC, he's got great lockdown with his ultimate, his trimmers keep people in place, and he's got. There's a reason why they call him Fat Loki. He deals so much damage. It's
Yeah.
actually scary. So it's very interesting to see. That'll be solo. Sporks is going to be on that one, and then Barkus. Barkus is so good for initiation. He's
That belly flop is so infuriating to deal against. It knocks you out
yeah.
for about 10 years in the air, and in that time you're vulnerable. And it's even worse when it follows up with an intoxication, because that just deals so
Hmm.
much damage, especially late game. It deals like 1,000 damage to everyone, as well as that intoxication lasting like 8 seconds. It's so hard to do anything with that.
Yeah, his initiation is. I want to compare him to a Sylvanas because it pretty much is. When he jumps in, everyone gets knocked up. You're basically pushing one less button and you're getting the same result, just in a smaller area. And like
I
you
would
said, the
say,
intoxicate is so good.
yeah, I would say Bauhaus' initiation is stronger because for Sylvanas to initiate really effectively, he needs a blink, whereas Bacchus doesn't. He's also got great objective control with that belly flop going in, before the hand of the gods, just to steal those objectives.
And we see Hercules was the last cup there, so Hercules versus Kabrakin in the solo lane. We're gonna have to find out how that matchup is gonna do.
I think that it's going to go in favor of only good solo on the Hercules because the thing about Tremors is that you're not immune to any kind of crowd control. You can get rooted, you can get, I believe you can get rooted, you can get stunned out by the driving strike, you can get knocked up by the Earthbreaker. So Swogs is going to have to be really careful when he uses that because if he tries to trap him in with that ultimate, only good solo can just push him out and walk around.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. We're gonna have to find out how that one plays out, guys. We're about to jump straight into this match. Stick around while we have a very short pause while we load into this match. We'll be right back. Guys, we are right into this match of Avant Garde versus Citadel Gaming, and we are onto the battleground of the gods. Ooh, to me, I'm excited for this match. It could end in a 2-0, or Citadel could pick it up and go to game number 3.
Yeah, it's just a reminder to everyone that is game two. Unfortunately, last night as we were finishing up game one, the service did go down. So we are picking up where we left off last night, and after this we'll have Direwolves versus Exhilarated. But yeah, I'm excited for this. You know, hopefully we see a third game here because those are always very exciting to play, and it would also be interesting to see if Citadel Gaming can actually take this away and beat Avant Garde,
Mm-hmm.
ending their streak.
Yeah. So shall we introduce the teams?
Sure, on the bomb side of your UI, on the left side of UI, on the bomb side of your minimap, we have Avant, Garde. Spock's PLT will be Kurkin in the solo lane. Ro will be Hunbots in the jungle. Ochita is Ra in the mid lane, and your duo lane will be Biggie and Subfloor in Biggie and Subfloor as Barkers and Medusa in the duo lane.
And on the red side of the map, it's Citadel Gaming, and that's only good at solo as Hercules in the solo lane, Toxin as Thor in the jungle. In the mid lane is Desecrator as Scylla, and the duo lane is Casification on Athena, and the 80 carry will be just Laney on that Ram.
Ro is actually already moving around before 1 minute. He's looking for perhaps a gank here or just split some XP, but we got Toxin coming in to deter any monkey business from going on here.
Yeah, and we saw this yesterday. They Ro ganks very, very early and then goes for the back camps with Ochita, but Toxin is here to ward them off, and he's gonna be able
that's
to
a really good
protect
play.
his back camps.
Realized exactly what Ro was doing from last time, and he decided to take those back camps and stop him before you could do anything about that.
And that's just adapting to base, seeing what people do in the early game, and then saying, okay, what if they do it in game number 2? And that's what Toxin saw. And then he just adapted to that. Oh, just Laney being jumped on with the belly flop, but Taunt comes in from Casification to stop the Belch of the Gods in the duo lane. A little bit of poke. Oh, in the solo lane.
Solo is actually getting very low down. However, that mitigate wounds is going to be able to heal him back up. But what's he backing? Is he just kind of taunting a little bit? No, so he doesn't want to miss out on this wave because you definitely don't want to give the enemy solo laner enough time to put down your tower, especially early.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the back camps, and it looks like both mid junglers and mid laners went for those back camps, so nothing being lost by either team.
Oh, on the right hand side, we got Spock's getting very low there from the driving strike, but and does manage to get back into the tower. Unfortunately, no escape. Actually, he does have the escapade now, but he didn't go for it. No, the mid lane, we got the Anvil of Dawn coming up. Toxin is very low, he's going to have to disengage there.
Oh, wow, he was extremely low there, but nice play to force out an ultimate by Avant there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ochita didn't have the Searing Pain. He only just hit level 5 as we are speaking now. So he couldn't get one of those hot rust snipes right onto Toxin.
Look at this. Gold Fury, Biggie, oh no, Biggie and Subfloor both rotated, and they were hiding in the Gold Fury, looking for a rotation coming up from Casification, but he spotted it out and he went the safe way around the red buff. So that's those mid camps gone.
The monster coming out, misses Ochita just a hair.
Ooh. And Avant taking both mid camps. Very nicely played there.
Yes. How do you feel about taking the ADC over to the mid camps? Actually, Intoxication coming out there onto Toxin. We've got the Astral Barrage coming out from just Laney there.
Oh, Ro taken very low once again. We saw last night he was taken so low all the time, but he was able to get out of there.
Yeah, Ro was just immortal last time. Wasn't immortal like in the killing spree, but he got to such low health every time, and then he just slipped away. It's got to give someone a heart attack at this rate.
And that's going to be first blood to Ochita, that mid laner, and that is very good for him. That's 400, 500 gold, is it, for first blood? Pretty sure it's 500.
Yeah, I believe it's 500. Not to mention it's also onto Toxin, so that's going to slow down his jungle farm a little bit there. Just help Ro get on top of him there.
Yeah, and that's always very difficult for a jungler. When you go down, your jungle pathing has to adapt and change because you've died, and those timers are going to be at different times now. So it's peculiar to be in that sort of situation.
Off pace, but on the left-hand side, we've got the belly flop. The Defender of Olympus coming out. Fear if we're going on to just Lane, he gets taken down by a basic attack, followed by just after the acid spray. I'm a mess of words. Blah, blah, blah.
It's all good. That's now second blood to Avant Garde, and that's going to be on Subfloor. Both carries getting kills before 5 minutes. This is looking good for Avant.
You call Ra a carry?
I would say, yeah. definitely, because the
He's not
heals are so
exactly a
good.
carry like a
His,
hunter
his
or a
damage.
jungler or something like that. But if he definitely if he gets ahead, he can do a lot of damage with those Searing Pangs, as well as the heal doing so much for his team. So he's a carry, but not a damage carry, really.
Oh, no, not a hyper carry,
No.
but he is. He's definitely one that
Yeah,
you want
no,
kills on.
Artemis.
So looking, I want to see who's gonna be able to go for the Gold Fury first, and I reckon it all comes down to war control, and then who wins a team fight. I
Yeah, just
think.
some picks up there. On the right hand side, Ro gets picked up by the Earthbreaker, followed by the Driving Strike, but that's gonna be the end of that story. Just real quick, just when he opted him to get the Devourer's Bliss instead of the Heartseeker, how do you feel about
Oh,
this?
interesting. So I calculated that it's cheaper to get the Heartseeker and the Aside than it is for Devourer's Gloves and Ninja Tabai, but Devourer's Gloves are less risky. So it depends on how you play and what happens during the game. So he has gone down already. So
Yeah, one way, like I've asked a few people on their opinion on this, and people have said if you get Heartseeker, you should be looking to be aggressive early with all that extra power. But if you
yeah.
get the Devourer's Gauntlets, you're just looking to farm up. You can stay in lane for a lot longer because of that sustainability, and you can just get to that late game. And Ram's definitely a late game hunter.
I should also point out that the Devourer's Gloves and Ninja Tabai builds are cheaper by 20 gold or 50 gold. I'm not too sure.
So not
It's very
much
little
at all.
gold, but it's still cheaper. But yeah, like you said, the Heartseeker is very much an aggressive build because of, like you said, all that extra power, whereas the Devourer's Gloves are more sustainability because you have that lifesteal and that safety.
Yes, and I'm keep on looking over towards the soul lane between Only Good Soul and Sporks. They keep getting to very low health, but none of them, neither of them, really want to go all the way out onto each other. They're very cautious because Rowan Toxin are moving around every now and then, and if they overextend, they could get caught out of position.
Getting a pick this early is very good, especially as Gold Fury is going to be one of the
Oh,
targets.
no, Intoxicate coming down onto Death Threader. He gets smashed down by the overhand smash before he could go back to the Sentinel.
That burst damage coming out from
Yeah, that
Biggie
happened
and
in an
Ro.
instant.
Wow. He had no chance to get away. Does he have beads? No, he did. He used his beads there.
Yeah. Yeah, he used the
He
beast
still
and he
went
got
down.
the Sentinel head out of the ground, but he didn't have enough time to actually go to it.
Yeah, and that is early game burst of a Hunbats and a Barker. So strong
Yeah,
with that
Barkus
Intoxicate
does so
Piano
much
Evil combo.
damage. At rank 1, that Intoxicate does 250 damage, base damage, plus 70% of scaling power.
Ooh, it's quite a bit of damage. Ro
Yeah.
looking for Only Good at Solo here in the solo lane. There's a ward there. Very well placed there by Only Good at Solo. He's seen 2 ganks now coming out from Ro, so he's able to retreat back before he gets in there.
It's
Although
almost
the
like a
Fear No
boxing
Evil was
match.
down.
It's almost like a boxing match between Spox and Only Good Seller. Just how much back and forth. Like I've seen them do so much damage to each other, yet they stay up. I don't know how they do this. This must be why I'm terrible at solo.
That is the mitigate wounds coming out from the Hercules, but oh, the ultimate popped there. That's the Tectonic Rift procced. Anything else coming out? No, they're just gonna
No,
sort of walk around
they
each
just
other.
really careful. But Spox is going to try and look to engage here, but he gets picked off by the excavate. But can Ro do anything here? He
He's got the
does
Fear No
have the
Evil.
Fear No Evil. He gets the offhand smash there. Sacred Monkey coming out, and he's just kiting him around the tower, but he does go down.
Nice reply kill there, great counter. Is that a counter gank? Would you count that as a counter gank? I'm not too sure, but
I would call that as a gank.
yeah.
Counter gank is
Counter
when
gank is
the
more
junglers come in there and the other jungler comes to even that's the
Oh,
teams.
Biggie, Toxicate on the goal. Fury, Desecrator taken very, very low. Toxin forced to jump into the air, and he still goes down to the poison ticks of subfloor. Now Casification is very low. He's retreating back to the tower. He's used Celestial Beam, not enough range, but they're gonna dive the tower for this support. Biggie's gonna pick him up now. Just Laney in trouble. Will Biggie go down to the tower? Can Laney land the snipes? No, he can't. He got 1 out of 3, but it was just the first one, the one that does the least amount of damage. Here's
Big
Desecrator
is
coming back.
he's too much of a twinkle toes. I wonder if like subfloor he killed off Tucker and like, hey guys, I got that achievement. You know the one where you got kill someone when they're up in the air.
I got that once on a Thanatos as an Agni. You just
I've done that a few
It's so
times, but
good.
not before. But I did that all before the achievements came out. So unfortunately, I don't actually have that. Defender of Olympus actually going down to Just Lane and just give him a bit more backups and subdue subfloor's assault there. So Defender of Olympus is down, but so is the Gold Fury, and that went to the way of Avant Garde.
So because of that Gold Fury, Avant are now 3k almost in gold and 4.7k up in experience. So that is very, very good 10 minutes into this match. Citadel, can they do something to come back? Oh, only got a solo, finds himself in a 2v1 situation against Sporks and Roe. He procs the creeping curse. Roe gets pulled in, forced to beads, and that's a beads tier 1, so that's going to be down for 3 minutes.
Fortunately, Creeping Curse doesn't actually slow for all that much. It only slows for 20%. It's really not much. You get slowed more just from auto attacking. It's just a mild inconvenience, really.
300 gold for a minor inconvenience. Hashtag worth.
We're going to see the Tectonic ship going down onto Only Goes Solo. The Spino Evil coming out, and Only Goes Solo gets taken down by Roa, but he does manage to push Sporks out of the way. That was quite comical, just seeing Sporks flying across the lane there with no one following him.
And Toxin actually used the envelope, but he had to use it defensively as he wasn't in time to save. Only got it solo there, so unfortunate. That ultimate is going to be on cooldown for the next, what is it, 70 seconds. Wow, that thing's on a 90-second cooldown at like rank 1.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I actually recently heard, like, someone was curious as to a way to measure how far Thor can hold. Basically, if you press V and you get the little the pin indicator on your cursor, if you point that out at max range, that's how far a Thor can ult. So that's good.
Okay.
You don't get me, do you?
No. We'll continue this later. There's actually
so basically, whenever you go to use the VGS system, you press V and whatever buttons, you can left click.
In game,
yeah. And if you put that out
okay.
to the maximum range, that's how far Thor can actually ult.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah,
Have to try that in game.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, next time I'm playing Thor, I'm definitely using that because I have terrible judgment of distance with that enveloped on.
Look at this ward bridge coming out from Avant. Again, they have the ward in the mid lane. We saw that yesterday, and we thought maybe it was a misclick, but no, they've got the ward in lane again.
Definitely using it for gank purposes by the looks of it. Just give Ro a bit more extra vision. Because you gotta remember, with the Hun Bards, it's very important where you put that Fear No Evil in the middle of a team fight. Because if you put it in a certain spot, you can make everyone walk towards your team, everyone away from the team, or you can make everyone split up. Just having that little bit extra confidence with that ward in that mid lane, it's a very strong tool right there.
And Avant picking up those left mid, so that's going to be split between Ochita. Oh, Ro jumps into the mid lane, Desecrator forced to beads, the Fear No Evil was gone down, and the Searing Pain actually came through as well from Ochita across the wall, but unfortunately did not land.
Unfortunately, it's always sad when you miss a hot raw snipe, and it always feels so good when you actually hit it. It's such a fun ability, that, and it's on such a low cooldown. At rank 3, which he has it at the moment, it's at a 60-second cooldown.
I love getting Soul Reaver, and then when you land a snipe, you basically 100 to 0 the carries. It's so fun.
Yeah, and people are like, oh shit, there's a raw snipe coming. I think I've got enough health. Oh my god, how much damage did that actually do to me?
It's crazy
Soul
sometimes.
Reaver. No, do you know what's the funniest thing though? Soul Reaver proc on the Solar Blessing on his heal. You just throw it down, all of a sudden people lose like nearly a quarter of their health. They just go into such a panic.
So this Gold Fury is coming up in roughly about 30 seconds, so that's going to be the next contention. We're going to see most likely ward control trying to be taken by both teams. Ward wars, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, Subfloor is just pushing up his lane there. It's important to keep the lanes pushed up, especially when an objective is coming up, because it just gives you that peace of mind that if we do this and it's gonna be a bit of a Mexican standoff. No one's gonna go ahead and take my tower, but Gold Fury coming up now, but there isn't any wards on top of it just yet.
So look at this, we see an Imperial helmet. That one builds into the Celestial helmet as well as the
Lotus Crown.
That's the one.
That would be going onto the Lotus Crown for Cheetah. That does a lot of good on top of anyone who has a heal. Basically gives you 20 protections every time you get healed.
And he's going for a very, very utility-based Ra build because of that, going for that Lotus Crown and full cooldown reduction. Oh, Fury started by Avant as well. It's already down to half HP. Citadel not around to take it. Looked like Casification was looking for it, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get in. Desecrator belly flopped on. He's got the Sentinel though. Oh, actually on the back. Toxin's up in the ear.
No evil, but he's a monster, but he doesn't manage off just in time. Toxic coming out onto Toxin there.
Oh, and Ram has been laney. Wow. Okay, double kill there for Subfloor, picking up Casification and Toxin there in the enemy jungle, and Rama was off the backside at the Gold Fury there. He was pinged out and forced to back to base. And now this mid tower looks like it's gonna go down. Biggie's just tanking that one up. And they'll pick up an extra 100 gold on top of the 400 gold each for Avant.
Yeah, that Solar Blessing on top of Chug, just giving Biggie more protections and getting healed up at the same time. He can just tank any tower he really wants as long as there's no contention.
Indeed. So, I'm just taking a look at builds, and oh wow, only good at solo picked up that Stone of Gaia.
Yeah, that's definitely a strong item because Cabrakan is a Guardian, so he does deal magic damage, and that Stone of Gaia is so good on Hercules because you've got the heal from the mitigate wounds as it is, and then you put Stone of Gaia on, it's just a hyper heal. You can't put him down.
And also we see that Just Laney is going for the Ikaval build as well. So he's gone back maybe 1 month in time of the meta. Back when Heartseeker didn't have its buff. Back to the strong build. So I want to take a look at player damage and see how well he's doing on it. He's number 6 right now. With most of Avant, only Ochita is not above him. So, not doing too well, but we'll see how it goes. It is more of a late game build, and he is on more of a late game character there on that Ram.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to see a bit more of a swing towards Just Laney if he can manage to keep into this
Look
game.
At the solo lane.
Yeah, that's a lot of people coming in.
Only good at solo is in trouble. There's a tectonic shift coming down. Excavate comes out, but not enough damage. Barely any damage to Avant, and Ro picks that one up. And now they're wow. Okay.
We've got 18 minutes surrender here, so that would be that's game 2 to Avant Garde, still undefeated in the ladder so far.
I guess you could say it's all ogre now. Oh, sorry, I waited all day to use that because only good at solo is his nickname is ogre. But anyways, 11-1 was the kills for Avant Garde. Wow, only Sporks died. Report Sporks feeds, but wow. Okay, surrender vote coming out. Very interesting. Citadel not wanting to fight that one, but Avant were on top of everything that game.
Yes, well, that's kind of why the meta at the moment is the early game, because you've got the Ram who's late game. Hercules is a bit more of a mid game. Late game, his damage doesn't do as much, but he becomes more of like a tank in your face disruptor. And Scylla definitely becoming a lot stronger in the late game. But if you lose that late game really hard, it's just really hard to come back even with a late game composition.
Yeah, and Avant just looked so strong in that game. It was very, very well played, and unfortunately Citadel are going to fall in week number 6. That puts them, I'm not too sure where they are on the ladder. You guys can take a look at the Smite Oceanic Reddit on the right hand side. You'll be able to find the ladders there. But guys, we are going to jump into our second game of the day. It's going to be Direwolves versus Accelerated. So yeah, we will be right back with those games. Stick around.